So Wolves, the only team in the bottom 8 to win at the weekend. We're going to look at the controversial incident in Tottenham's defeat to Fulham in just a moment. But first, Clinton, what did you make of the performance? Are there concerns here about Igor Tudor not making a positive difference? I know it's still early days, but...
Even though it's early days, there's a big concern. I worry for Tottenham. If you think about every team in the Premier League, they got the worst form at the moment. I think going to Fulham, even though it's a hard place to go, they needed to come away with something. There was no positive signs. The only positive was Richarlison coming on. It looked like he wanted to have a go, and Tell came on, and they made a difference. You can't play Conor Gallagher right wing. Surely Igor Tudor knows Conor Gallagher. He'll have a fight. He likes running around, making his tackles. A good player they bought in. You cannot play him on the right-hand side. That's not his position. So I don't understand. And you can tell me you've got injuries. It's like playing young Archie Gray at left back. He'll do a job for you. It's not his best position. And people can shout at me, but you've got the new boy who was sitting on the bench who did come on. Start him. Don't start someone who's not natural to do a job out there for you, Archie Gray, who I think is a really good young player, to be fair. So, yeah, question marks will start over the manager. And you're looking at him thinking, they got Palace on Thursday night. Now, that is a must-win for them. They're at home, and they need to turn it around sooner rather than later, because everyone can keep saying Tottenham are too good to go down, Tottenham are too good to go down. I think they'll still be all right. I do think they have enough quality to be all right. Or there might be teams that are probably worse than them at the moment, why they will survive. But for a club like Tottenham, it is nowhere near good enough.
So you think he's getting it wrong tactics-wise? You're like that as well, won't you, Dave? Tactics chat.
You know what it is, and Dave will allude to it. When you were... They played against Arsenal and he played the three at the back. That is what Igor Tudor likes to play. And probably a lot of us, I'm not saying he heard a lot of us speaking, but a lot of the pundits were saying, well, Tottenham with a three at the back, they haven't got Romero, Danso, he's only just coming back. They don't really have three centre-halves. João Paulinho had to do a job in there, so it's not really natural and the way they were trying to play. And I don't think they've got the players at the moment with everyone fit who can play wing-backs to play the three at the back. So I think the four is the best way at the moment. But they have to get it right, and they have to beat teams that are going to be in and around them at the moment if they want to survive.
Yeah, I mean, you said it there, but to his credit, Igor Tudor's credit, the three at the back didn't work really in the North London derby. They were swept aside in that game, and he did change the system for this game. So he's seen something and said we can't do that again, and has changed the system. What hasn't transpired is the new manager bounce, or what Spurs were hoping for were quick wins to get them to safety. Obviously that hasn't happened, and now question marks until Spurs get that first point, get that first win, are going to swirl around team selection, personnel, where players are playing, and that means that the anxiety amongst the Spurs fan base is just going to continue to grow and grow.
Let's take a look at the table, shall we? And then tell me what you're thinking. It feels almost strange talking about Tottenham side by side with relegation. But look, this is the table here. What are you thinking, Clinton?
Let me tell you, after this week round of games, we'll know a lot more. Like, this week's massive. Weekend's FA Cup, but the round of fixtures this week, there's huge. Forest they go to Man City. So the way Man City are playing at the moment, they expect Forest. Tottenham have Palace at home. Tottenham are at home. That is a must-win. And I don't like to use the word must-win, but that is a must-win for Tottenham. Palace don't have their best centre-back, missing Lacroix, who got sent off. I know we'll probably talk about that later on. So, but yeah, it's a big game for Tottenham. But Palace will go there, full of confidence, and it's not like a free hit, because there's no free hits, because Palace want to finish as high as possible, but they'll go there like full of confidence, because they were in the game against Man United. So some big games. West Ham have a game which you're looking. They go to Fulham, don't they, Dave? I think West Ham are at Fulham, so that's a big game for West Ham as well. But Fulham are in good form, but you never know. West Ham could go there and get something. At this moment in time, you're looking at it with the run of games. You're thinking West Ham could get out of trouble, and you worry for Forest and Tottenham at this moment in time. I think Leeds have enough, even though they're still in and amongst it. The performance against Man City was really positive. They have a tough run of games, but I feel Leeds have done well. Daniel Farke, you're looking at Tottenham and Forest and you're thinking the form both of those teams are in at the moment. It is a bit of a worry.
What if Palace lose?
Now, I think the gap's still big, because I think it's 10 points to West Ham. I think Palace probably need a couple more wins. If you had asked me that a couple of weeks ago, I would have been really nervous. I think the positive performance they had against Brighton and Wolves have kind of helped Palace. But you never know. If they don't win any games from now to the end of the season, they will fall into it. But I think they'll pick up points along the way.
Well, look, I alluded to the incident. Well, Tottenham felt that Harry Wilson's goal should have been ruled out due to a push on Radu Dragusin, which prompted some pretty strong words from Igor Tudor. Jay Bothroyd says that he believes that the decision is one of many that Spurs could feel aggrieved about this season.
I didn't think it was a foul. I didn't think it was a foul when I saw it in real time. I don't think it's a foul now. I think it's a case of players up. You know, there's always going to be physical contact. We see it all the time. People say it's a contact sport, but he made contact. But is there enough to give a foul? I think not.
Yeah, I disagree with you there, Derms. On this particular one, I think there is enough contact there. I think when you see him, he's actually pushed him and his body's gone away from his hand. I think that one, there is force there. And I think that should have been given in Tottenham's favour. And, you know, the fact that all of these decisions as well that we're going to show you now have all come against Tottenham is the reason why, you know, I think Igor Tudor's made some very strong comments.
Now, a week earlier, Randall Colomwani had a goal ruled out for a push on Gabriel in the North London derby. As a striker, Jay, does the benefit, the doubt, have to go to the attacking team?
When you look at this one, the difference between this one and the one on Dragusin is that it looks like Moani's just got hands in his back. And Gabriel's made the most of it, but there's hands in his back. The one with Dragusin, you can see a push and you can see the player's body go away from, Dragusin's body go away from the forward. Okay. This one, it looks like just hands in his back.
Dermot, for you, Hugo Ekitike also had a goal against Spurs. This was in December, that was given similar incidents. But look, why was Ekitike, Jimenez's incidents given, but then the one with Moani disallowed?
I thought at the time this was a goal. I think Ekitike's up early. I think he's up very, very early. He's above the player at all times. All right, he touches him, but he's always going to head that ball. He's always going to win that ball.
100%. I completely agree with this one. Ekitike's seen he's got a run on him. He's jumped early. I mean, you're gonna you have your hands there sometimes. Again, Romero's missed the flight of the ball. He's misjudged it, and obviously he's below him. So when you're below him, his hands are going to be there. You know, your hands are not going to be by your side here. That's not a natural position for someone that's jumping.
Dave, are Spurs unlucky?
Well, we're going to go through those incidents one by one, but let's start with the one at Craven Cottage. This is the one from Raul Jimenez, the push on Radu Dragusin. Clinton, what's your view of this one? Foul or no foul?
Yeah, if the next one we're going to talk about is a foul, then I can understand this should be given. And that is why I think managers get frustrated, is the inconsistent. You can see there, Dragusin is up in the air, and at Raul Jimenez, there's contact. There is contact in Dragusin's back. You can see there, there's a shove on the back. It's a foul.
Looking at this standalone foul, yeah?
That's a foul. It's a foul. His hands on his shoulders, it's a foul. Dragusin's going to clear that, and he nudges him. So for me, it's a foul. I don't understand what VAR are doing. That's my honest opinion.
The next one is the North London derby, and a similar incident. Colomwani is the attacker for this one. And this one was obviously given as a foul by the referee. Yeah. Even though the ball ended up in the back of the net. What's your view on that?
Dave, I was at the game, and as soon as I saw it, I said foul. Because I just thought, even though Gabriel makes a meal of it, but as Tudor was looking there is a bit of contact. I don't think it's two hands, I think it's one hand from Colomwani. I could be wrong here when I watch it again. Well, there is a kind of, but I don't think the left hand touches him as much. It's more of the right hand that makes contact. And Gabriel feels the touch, and it's clever. It is clever, but it is the slightest of touches. Like, I'll be disappointed if it's given against me, but Tottenham can feel aggrieved about the Fulham, because I think it's the same incident.
And I guess the proximity of weekends being so close to each other that those decisions have come is a major coincidence as well. And the Ekitike one on Romero.
Can you believe I was at this game as well? But you know,
no, what shock!
I'm always busy. But let me tell you something. I thought at the time Romero kind of complained. It's a goal for me, and you know why it's a goal? Because Ekitike gets up early, and let me tell you something, Dave. You can't jump with your hands by your side. If I'm the centre forward trying to get leverage to get up and head the ball, I have to go up with my hands up in the air. So that's why I think this was a great header. He gets up early. There is the slightest of touches on his back, so I can understand Tottenham fans feeling aggrieved. But for me, that was the right decision. I think Ekitike just gets up, uses a bit of Romero, which you can do, because when centre halves want to come over the back of centre forwards, it's all right to win the header. So why can't Ekitike do that when he's trying? So I think that was the right decision. I think, they get it right. they get that right, but I don't think the Fulham decision, I think they got that horribly, horribly wrong. And that is why people get frustrated, because VAR a bit too inconsistent at the moment. Because if that one's the referees made the decision, VAR have said, yeah, it's not the Gabriel one, then the Dragusin one, the Jimenez on Dragusin, for me, it's the same thing. He pushes him in mid-air. The Ekitike one is a brilliant header. It's fantastic, and he does ever so well. You have to go up like that. So, yeah, I can understand why Tottenham feel aggrieved at the moment, but you can't. Incidents like that are affecting them because it's big moments, but you can't let that worry you come the end of the season. You still got to go and perform on the football pitch, and that they are not performing. Yeah, they're not getting the rub of the green. Hold your hand up, but you still got to perform on the pitch, and those players should be doing a lot better. It's down to Igor Tudor to get a tune out of those players.
Okay. Well, next.